In today's episode, we are tackling a topic that affects 80% of employed Americans. And this is the feeling that there is just never enough time. Do you feel that too? Welcome to the Do More, Stress Less podcast. I'm your host, Alexis Hasselberger, a time management and productivity coach. In every episode, I give you actionable, practical tips to help you learn to use your time in a way that feels good to you every day. No more hustling, scrambling, or struggling to keep your head above water. So let's dive in, and soon enough, you'll be doing more and stressing less. Those who make the worst use of their time are the first to complain of its brevity. Now, that's not a quote I came up with. That quote is from Jean de la Bruyere. But who doesn't love a good quote? And especially one that rings this true, or at least it did to me. But before we dive in too deep, I want to make one thing clear as day. How you define what a good use of your time is totally and completely up to you. I am not here to judge, and I'm willing to bet that there are plenty of things that I do that you might think aren't a great use of my time. So to folks who don't enjoy cooking, it probably seems silly that I spend at least an hour a day cooking and many more on the weekends, but I enjoy it. To folks who brag about not having a TV, I probably look a little ridiculous for watching a few hours of TV several times a week, but I enjoy it. To folks who don't enjoy making or creating or crafting, it probably seems very strange that I spend hours each week at a pottery studio for which I pay a monthly fee to make imperfect bowls instead of buying perfect ones from IKEA for $2 and having them delivered straight to my doorstep. But this is about what I find is a good use of my time. You get to make your own decisions about what's a good use of your time. Just know that whatever you choose to do with your time, it doesn't matter one lick what I think about it. It only matters what you think about it. You're the only one who gets to live your life. Okay, but let's get back to the quote, because here's what I want to take from it. It's all about intention. And your perception of how much time you have does not directly correlate to how much time you actually have. When you have a whirlwind of a day and you look back and think, how can I have worked so hard? How can I be so tired and yet still feel so far behind? It's very possible that you have let the day happen to you. Now, instead of starting with a realistic plan in place, instead of intentionally limiting distractions, you likely got stuck in reactive mode. And this is something that happens to a lot of us. When you spend your time reacting instead of proactively doing what you intended to do, you end up feeling like there's no time for what you want to do. And that's because there isn't, right? So when you're feeling like time is in short supply, I want you to try something. I want you to make a list of the things that make you feel like your time has been well spent. And then I want you to try to make a plan for just how to get like 10 more minutes of that thing, whatever one of those things is, into your day every day. And then keep going a little by a little. Be intentional about it, just a little by a little. The more intentional you become, the better use of your time you will make, and you will feel less and less of this terrible feeling that there's just never enough time. Because the reality is that time is neutral. There's just time. There's not too much time. There's not too little time. It's just time and what you make of it. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Do More, Stress Less podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, please share it with somebody who could use a little less stress in their life. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you're excited to take action or you need a little extra support, check out the free resources available on my website or schedule a free consultation call with me. You can do both of these at alexishasselberger.com. See you next time.